This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, darn it. When I founded the business 16 years ago, everyone thought that I would be making this amazing ginger beer brand and then, getting incredibly popular and advertising heavily and making a big profit and then selling the business to an international corporation for millions and retiring to the beach and buying myself a big boat. But that is not what has happened and is also not what I intended. The reason I didn't intend it is because that situation is the exact situation that has got us into the trouble we've got with Wattie's Hines closing down the Wattie's and McCain's production plant in the Hawke's Bay and losing hundreds of jobs and putting hundreds of farmers at risk. It's a business model that is, I don't think, sustainable, especially for us as a small island nation down the bottom of the world where it costs us a lot to get stuff out and it costs us a lot to get stuff in. I've lived through 4 global financial crises and 3 of them were caused by a war in the Middle East and an oil crisis, so strong suspicions I'm heading for a 5th one right now. For me, I think what's more important for our business is to try and make a successful, i.e. repeatable, business model from one where the profit margins aren't huge, they're big enough for small growth, but you and we're all getting value for money, and that value for money comes out of us, 1, not making any pollution or tidying up any pollution we do make, making sure everyone along the supply chain is fairly paid and can make a decent living and, can get all the things they need from that living, and that you, as the end consumer, are getting something that is, what it says on the tin. It's the best version of this kind of ginger beer, or it's the best version of instant chai concentrate. And that's what I'm trying to sell you. I'm definitely here because I'm advertising our company, and don't get me wrong, I'm not making any bones about that. What I don't want to do, though, is manipulate you or cause you to feel like you've got to buy our products out of fear. If I went down that route, I could be doing that kind of wellness-oriented thing where I'm telling you all about how good ginger is for you, and if you don't have it, your bones are going to crumble or whatever. That would appear, that sort of stuff is appearing on my feed all the time. These ugly looking pictures of, crumbling hip bones struck by lightning. The thing is, that stuff, that's just a wild generalization because there are so many variables. I mean, yes, ginger can be good for things, but in what form? Pickled, juice, dried? How do you have it? As a tea? Do you rub it on your skin? Do you eat it 5 times a day? I mean, what? There's just no way of defining precisely what form and what quantity is going to work for whatever you want. And for me to try and even say that to you would just be disingenuous, and frankly, I feel rude. For me, when I buy something, I just want to make an informed choice. I want to know what's in it. And if it is an expensive thing, then I want to know it's going to last me a long time or do what it says on the tin at the very least. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lie to anybody about what we make and how we make it and how much you should buy of it. Definitely do want you to buy our stuff. Don't want you to go broke doing it. Don't want you to feel that you've been ripped off, for sure. So, I've got a different way of going about things that I'm hoping, because this is definitely a work in progress, that I'm hoping will be a successful business model for a lot more manufacturing businesses. For me, I need to make enough money to keep the business going and to grow it. We want to expand into Australia, definitely. And I've got a really brilliant idea about how to make things a lot better for a lot of New Zealand manufacturers with a universal packaging thing. And I'd like to have enough seed money come out of this business to get that off the ground. But enough is as good as a feast, man. You don't need to be a billionaire to be a happy person. In fact, it would appear actually quite the opposite. Everyone I know, all of my friends, all of my whānau, We're all pretty much kind of middle class, or a version of working class to middle class. And as long as we've got our friends and we can feed ourselves, dress ourselves, keep ourselves warm and dry, and have a little bit left over to help out our whānau if any of them's having a bit of a problem, that's brilliant. That is a good life. That I don't need to ride first class to be a happy woman.